describe how was Passover celebrated in your family of origin before you became a follower of Yeshua. So how was that for you?
Well, in the kibbutz, there was a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing was that what the chalutzim, the Jewish pioneers that escaped Europe, and they wanted to create a new Israeli, a new kind of a man, a new man. So they skipped over 2,000 years of rabbinic tradition and went back to the Bible. So the holidays were really, really big thing in the kibbutz. Secular, completely secular, but at least there was a big emphasis on the holidays without keeping the oral law, without being religious. So we used to love the holiday, but of course, I never knew what the actual message of the holiday is. Just okay. So we used to say in the kibbutz, what represents all the Jewish holidays? They try to kill us, we win. Let's eat. Yeah, that's it. That's the. But when Yeshua saved me,
wait with that. I want to hear first about how it used to be. How about you, sis?
So, for me, growing up, Passover was an amazing time. I think, it was an opportunity to go to Brooklyn. I grew up in New Jersey, but we would go to Brooklyn to my aunt's house, and my grandmother would. I don't know how long she'd be cooking, but she'd be cooking for forever. And we would have her homemade gefilte fish. I'm sorry to turn your stomach, right? Gefilte fish and chopped liver.
Traditions are the best.
Potato kugel. And one of the most vivid memories I have, and this will connect afterwards to one of the most startling things or amazing things I saw after I came to faith. One of these, my grandfather, Gentle Ben, he was actually... he was huge. He was very, very muscular, and he was a truck driver, and he was incredibly strong. And I remember in Passover at the time of the washing of the hands ceremony, right? And he would take a towel, and he would, my big, strong grandfather, and he would put a towel over his arm, and he would go every single person around the table and serve us. And he would wash our hands. He would pour the water, and he would dry. And I just remember that's an image that's burnt into my mind forever, is this amazing man of strength becoming a servant and serving the whole family.
Well, my experience is a little bit like yours. We would go to my grandparents' house, and usually my grandfather would call me earlier, because I was the oldest grandson, and so we would sit together and we'd divvy the Haggadah up for each one would get the section. So if I had a fight with my brother, I'd always assign to him the evil son. And then of course my grandmother would cook and that kind of deal. And one of the favorite parts was looking for the afikomen. And so my brothers and I always compete. And unfortunately, my brothers usually found it. I think I only found it once. But there was, just a great family time. But we would only get to the meal, by the way. We never rarely, maybe not never, but rarely get to the part after the meal. So you get to the meal, and that's over.
That is interesting. That's true. I don't remember. I don't have a lot of memories of after the meal. Yeah. I do have one of the biggest tragedies that ever took place for me on Passover was that I spotted the afikoman, and I pointed to it, and the girl that was looking next to me saw where I was pointing, and she grabbed it. I lost $5. My grandfather was going to give me $5. I lost it all.
So here's the question. How was it for you once you have become a follower of Yeshua and then you celebrated the Passover Seder? Was that any different?
Absolutely. I remember actually the day after I'd come to faith in Yeshua. And it was suddenly like he was looking at me the whole time and I never saw him. Kind of like Magic Eye. I don't know if you remember the posters where you stared into those posters, those 3D posters. Yeah. And if you caught things just right, there was a picture underneath. And it was suddenly like, why hadn't I seen Jesus everywhere before? But then celebrating Passover and seeing the breaking of the matzah, taking the third cup, reading about Yeshua washing the disciples' feet, and then seeing a picture of my grandfather and thinking that's exactly what Yeshua did. And it was like, how in the world did I celebrate the Passover all my life one of the most clear expressions of what Jesus did, the breaking of his body, the Lamb of God. How is it that it was so clear and I didn't see it?
Yeah, for me it's like for more than 20 years I was flying in an automatic pilot, through the holidays, and when Yeshua saved me, I saw the substance, I saw what it's all about. And it's like he took the wheel, but it's like the wheel was in his hands the whole time. When I thought I'm an automatic pilot, but it was, and it's amazing because for the first time you see what's the purpose of the holiday. And who is the purpose of the holiday? And it's not me, and it's not the kibbutz, with all due respect. Yeah, it's the Messiah.
And I can very much resonate. I mean, it was very much like that for me as well. All of a sudden, it kind of comes alive, and everything has a meaning. And you say, "Wow, I've done this," like you say, on automatic pilot, for all those years. And it's right there. It's not hinting it; it's like shouting it. And I think in some way, our experience is perhaps a shadow for the day that not as individual but as a nation, the Jewish people, the nation of Israel, will see the one whom we have pierced and get it.
Want to hear more? Watch the full uncut special on YouTube at One for Israel.